You're smart. You passed algebra, you understand interest rates, you even made a budget. So why are you still not balancing the earnings and expenses? Here's the uncomfortable truth. Money problems aren't math problems. They're psychological problems. In this video, you'll learn why smart people sabotage themselves financially, how emotional spending overrides logic, the hidden scarcity mindset keeping you stuck, and the identity shift that changes everything. But here's the twist. Once your mindset is fixed, we need to attack your biggest enemy, and it's not what you think. Let's begin.
Let me ask you something. Why do doctors go bankrupt? Why do lottery winners go broke? Why do finance majors carry credit card debt? If intelligence created wealth, smart people would all be rich. But they're not, because money is behavioral, not intellectual. You don't act based on what you know. You act based on how you feel. That's the gap. You know you shouldn't impulse buy, but after a stressful day, add to cart. You know you should save, but payday feels like permission. Why? Because your emotional brain is stronger than your rational brain, and it hates discomfort. Saving feels like sacrifice. Spending feels like relief. Immediate relief wins, every time. Here's the tension. If knowledge doesn't change behavior, what does? Before we answer that, comment below. Have you ever made a budget and ignored it within 10 days? You're not broken. You're human. But understanding this next piece changes everything, because the real issue isn't intelligence, it's emotional wiring.
Why do you spend money when you're stressed? Because spending feels like control. Bad day? Buy something. Argument? Order food. Feeling behind? Upgrade something. Spending gives you a dopamine hit. It's legal therapy. And here's the problem. Your brain remembers relief, not regret. That regret shows up later, when the credit card bill arrives. But in the moment, it feels amazing. Why is this dangerous? Because stress is constant, which means the temptation to self-soothe with spending is constant. Now, let's zoom deeper. Emotional spending isn't about the item. It's about identity. You're not buying the jacket. You're buying the feeling of success, of progress, of I'm not falling behind. And social media makes it worse. Everyone looks rich. Vacations, new kitchens, luxury cars. Your brain whispers, you should be further by now. So you spend to silence that voice. Temporary fix, permanent damage. Here's the tension. If emotional spending is the issue, budgeting harder won't fix it. You can't spreadsheet your way out of insecurity. So what actually works? We need to go deeper, because underneath emotional spending is something even more powerful: scarcity.
Scarcity mindset says, there's never enough, even when there is. It shows up like this. I can't invest. What if I need it? I can't raise prices. I can't take risks. I better hold on to everything. Or the opposite version. I'll never get ahead anyway, so I might as well spend it. Both are scarcity. One hoards, one self-sabotages. Why does scarcity stick? Because many people grew up hearing, money doesn't grow on trees. We can't afford that. Rich people are greedy. Those beliefs quietly shape behavior. If you subconsciously believe wealth is bad, you won't allow yourself to keep it. You'll earn it, then lose it, over and over. Here's the tension. If your beliefs are running your money and you don't even realize it, how do you change something invisible? You start by catching the script. Next time you think, I can't afford it, ask, is that true or is that fear? Next time you think, I deserve this, ask, do I deserve the bill too? Awareness breaks autopilot, but awareness alone isn't enough, because even if you fix emotional spending and challenge scarcity, there's still one giant enemy left, and it's silently draining your wealth every day. Let's talk about it.
Why do people choose $100 today over $1,000 in a year? Because humans are wired for immediate reward.
This is called high time preference. You value now more than later, and marketers know this. Buy now. Limited time. Only 3 left. They trigger urgency, and your brain panics. Why? Because future you feels imaginary. Present you feels real. So you steal from future you, again and again. This is why investing feels boring. It grows slowly, silently, without applause. Spending? Instant excitement. And here's the tension. If your brain is wired against long-term thinking, how do you win? You reduce decisions, you automate, you create friction for spending, and remove friction for investing, because willpower is unreliable, but systems are predictable. Now we're getting somewhere. We've covered emotional spending, scarcity mindset, immediate gratification, but we haven't addressed identity, and identity is the foundation.
You don't get rich by doing rich behaviors occasionally. You get rich by becoming the type of person who handles money differently. If you identify as bad with money, you'll prove it. If you identify as always behind, you'll act behind. Your brain loves consistency, even if that consistency is self-sabotage. So instead of saying, "I'm trying to save," say, "I'm someone who builds wealth." Instead of, "I'm broke," say, "I'm restructuring." Language shapes identity. Identity shapes behavior. Behavior shapes results. Why do some people slowly build wealth without drama? Because they see money as a tool, not validation, not survival, not proof of worth. Here's the knowledge gap. What happens once your mindset is fixed? You're no longer emotionally reactive. You're no longer scarcity-driven. You're no longer impulsive. Now, you're ready to attack your biggest enemy, debt. Because debt thrives on emotional spending, scarcity thinking, and high time preference. In the next video, we're breaking down how debt manipulates your psychology and how to destroy it strategically, not emotionally, not aggressively, strategically. If this shifted your perspective, hit subscribe, because smart people don't stay poor once they understand the psychology. They evolve. And when your mindset changes, your money finally follows. See you in the next one.